Hey guys, what do you think about this? I like it. This is coming out from Footy Headlines. This is the rumored kit upcoming for the Roma Lazio derby in April. Looks to have a bit of a brighter red to it, more of an orange. Apparently, the Giallorossi are going to be going a bit more arancia for this going forward with Lupetto. You could see on the patch there. Yeah, I'm a big fan of it. I like the simplicity. I think this kit is sharp. I think when you go into a derby, it's got that elegance about it, that classicism, and I'm a big fan. We're going to be talking about Brighton, of course, but I just want to start us off with that news, and just I guess you could say on other terms, this tweet seems to be doing pretty good on my social media accounts. I wonder why, but let's move on. Okay. Anyway, really, what we're talking about is De Zerbi versus De Rossi. And I can't go any further without looking at Brighton's recent form because honestly, in the new year, it's not very good. De Zerbi has been so cold for comparative to as hot as he was at the beginning of this season, where he takes over from Graham Potter, and it looks like they hardly miss a step. If anything, they improve. But look at the past few games. All right, we could see that Fulham just picked up a 3-0 win over them. And there were some incredible plays from Harry Wilson, opened up the scoring in that match. Left-footed curler. What is he's Scottish, right? Yeah, he's from Wrexham, and man, what a hit from him. And he actually makes the second. He has the assist on that, and then Fulham getting even a third goal against them. So it's a really ugly day for Brighton on their last match, and then they get eliminated from the FA Cup as we go back here. But one thing I seem to see with them is when they win big, or when they win big. And when they lose, they sometimes lose big too. So if we go to like versus Everton, red card, they draw. But more to my point, Brighton 5-0 over Sheffield. If you look up here, Luton scores 4 goals over them. A regular type of loss, you could say, regular type of scoreline. Tottenham win at home 2-1 over them. They put 4 goals past Crystal Palace, who wasn't that bad of a team, in my opinion. With Wolves, that was their second most recent performance because of that FA round. They drew 0-0, 4 goals against Stoke in the FA Cup. And as we keep going further into their season, it's 2023, but really it's 2024 where we've seen them have a significant dip, a significant fall. Is some of that from Mitoma? Well, that's more recent, but it could be a multitude of factors. I think the easy thing you could say is if you're somebody who's rooting against Brighton is like, oh, De Zerbi has been found out. I don't really agree with that. But one thing which stuck out to me is our buddy Vijay. He pointed out this Twitter thread to me, and I'll post it in the comments, from David Garcia. I'm not familiar with who this is. He's apparently a UEFA coach, has a lot of followers. So it's worth seeing what he has to say. And one of his criticisms is that he believes that Brighton are being told by De Zerbi to continuously play the way that you face with 3-man combos. Now, what that means is, let's say this ball from 14 advances to the attacking midfielder here. Instead of him taking that on the half turn and moving, what he's most likely to do is actually play it off to a teammate, like a wall pass of a sort, rather than opening up and seeing the pitch in front of him. And one criticism that David has here is, he says what this could really mean is that they're going to start ignoring what's behind them. And that's not good. While these 3-man combos, they look really good on paper and they have a great aesthetic when they do work out. But knowing what's behind you is the difference between getting a goal or getting a big opportunity, a big chance, creating something, and just playing it horizontal. And horizontal ball is, well, it frustrates me. I don't know about you, but like the tiki-taka, it's okay. But you need a superior player to break between the lines, i.e. Messi or Dybala, somebody like that. So he criticizes that. And I can't show you the footage, but there's about Mudryk from Chelsea, and it shows what he does in a similar situation and how he opens up and has the entire pitch in front of him. So De Zerbi ball is not without its flaws. One thing that I really am just so impressed by is how this team manages to build out from the back. And what they do, I was watching a little short on YouTube where Pep is looking at the way that they play, and he's like, look, it's so smart because what they do is they continuously wait for their opponent to move. And with their midfield and whoever's in front of them, whoever's in front of the ball carrier for Brighton, what they do is they move rapidly in between the lines, and not just between the lines, but also away from their opponent, which means that they're hyperactive. They're always looking to progress. And that is one reason why they've been so effective. That's one main reason why they can play out of the back, and the keeper can just make a short pass within his box and they can get all the way to the opposition. So I think that De Zerbi is a bit more advanced than De Rossi in his play, whereas we still see De Rossi, he's experimenting. He used a three-man back line with Roma. We know that his most recent stint before Roma was with Spal, and they got demoted to Serie C. That's not great. So De Rossi is not this ironed out coach who's built his bones throughout Serie A for time. He's somebody who has great ideas, is somebody who I think should get a long-term deal, IEB, definitely become Roma's Sir Alex Ferguson of a sort, long-term deal forever. You stick with him, manage expectations, whatever, and let him build his bones at this club and work it out to see what he really likes best, versus a manager who already has developed a philosophy and a true way of playing that is De Zerbi. So from a managerial perspective, I think this could be really interesting, and I'm intrigued to see how De Rossi goes forward this one. But one thing that we do have here, my friends, is Sports Mole's possible starting lineup. And before we get to Roma's, I'll do Brighton. Verbruggen in net, Lamptey, Van Heck, Dunk, Estupinan. This will be a 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3. Gross, Baleba make up that midfield with Estupinan, who I rate. I think he's a really good player. Baleba, Dingra, and Chisco, Buonanotte, and Welbeck. Buonanotte, it's hard to find a better last name in the world than that. But Denny Welbeck, player I respect. I still think that he could bang in goals. He's a top player, or at least he has that talent, when he wants to go and do his thing. It won't be Rui Patricio for Roma. Instead, it will be Svilar for sure, I think. And Salik instead of Christensen, who may be suffering from some fatigue, and Karsdorp, who still has his back pain. Maybe Smalling gets the start here. That's what Sportmole thinks. Maybe. I would like to see that with Mancini, Angelino on the left, and then the three-man midfield, Cristante, Paredes, Pellegrini. But I actually think that Cristante comes out for Bove here. That's a space to watch. Up ahead, Dybala. Yes, I agree with that. Lukaku and SES on the left. So will Dybala start? Yeah, I think so. I just don't want to see him fried. I don't want to see him get too many minutes because, hey, Roma is in the hunt for fourth right now. They have a very good shot. I don't know if I truly trust that. I meant to share that with you. Yeah, there we go. I don't truly trust that. What was I saying? I don't know. That Bologna is going to be able to hold on to the fourth spot. They're very impressive. They seem to never lose any players through injury. Ferguson's a good attacker. Calafiori, of course. They've got a decent keeper in Skorupski. Joshua Zirkzee is the man of the hour. I think he's a phenomenal player. He's destined for something really big. But I also, before we end this stream, I want to take a look at the spread. So take a look at how many different goal scorers that Brighton actually do have. 3 goals, 1 assist for Solly March, 29-year-old. For Pascal Gross, that's 10 assists from that deep-lying defensive midfielder here. Joao Pedro, 8 goals, 22-year-old Brazilian striker, 2 assists, 6 goals. Simon Adingra from Ivory Coast. I'm going to assume that's what that flag is. Mitoma, of course, he's out. He had 3 goals, 4 assists, 2 goals for Stupinan, 2 goals for Lewis Dunk. Welbeck with 3 goals. Hinshaw with 3 goals. Buonanotte, 3 goals. 19-year-old. I didn't realize he was that young. Facundo Buonanotte. And Evan Ferguson. And that's Evan Ferguson. I mean, that's the most Irish name you probably could have ever come up with. But yeah, I'm going to watch out for Facundo Buonanotte, 19. Interesting there. Guys, let me know what you're thinking about this. Anything else I want to go with before we head off? I think that's it. If there's anything I missed tactically that you want to give a shout on, let me know what you're thinking and how you think that this managerial matchup is going to ultimately match up in this game. Thank you guys. Ciao.